Jinnah, I think, did not achieve what he set out to. He got what is called a Masjid in Pakistan, but the philosophy which underlay it, that Muslims are a separate nation, was completely rejected within years of Pakistan coming into being.
So in a sense, both failed.
I'm afraid I have to say that. I'm, in comparison, just a lay practitioner of politics in India. I cannot compare myself to these two great Indians. But I find my assessment would lead me to the conclusion I cannot treat this as a success either by Gandhi or by Jinnah.
Your book also raises disturbing questions about the partition of India. You write that it was done in a way that multiplied our problems without solving any communal issue. And then you ask, if the communal, the principal issue remains in an even more exacerbated form than before, then why did we divide it all?
Yes, indeed, why?
What's your answer?
My answer is why, indeed. I cannot yet find the answer. Why have we decided? Look into the eyes of the Muslims that live in India. And if you truly see through the pain that they live, to which land do they belong? We treat them as aliens, somewhere, inside. Because we continue to ask, even after Pakistan, you still want something? These are citizens of India now. That was Jinnah's failure. Because Jinnah never left and never really advised the Muslims that stayed back.
One of the most moving passages of your biography is when you write of Indian Muslims who stayed on in India but didn't go to Pakistan. You say they are abandoned, you say they are bereft of a sense of real kinship, not one in their entirety with the rest, and then you add, this robs them of the essence of psychological security.
That's right, it does. That lies at the root. Every kind of activity that we say lies at the root of such a committee report.
So in fact, Indian Muslims have paid the price in their personal lives.
Without doubt, as have Pakistani Muslims.
Muslims have paid the price on both sides.
I think Muslims have paid a price in partition. They would have been significantly stronger in a united India, effectively so, much larger land, every potential here. Of course, Pakistan or Bangladesh won't like what I'm saying.
Let's for a moment focus on Indian Muslims. You're a leader of the BJP. Do you think that the rhetoric sometimes of your party
I think
adds to that insecurity?
I did not write this book as a BJP parliamentarian or leader, which I'm not. I wrote this book as an Indian. I was not, and I'm not part of British India. And I have written in my earlier books too, I never had a tradition of this kind.
Your book also suggests that at least intellectually, you believe India could face more partitions. You write, in India, having once accepted this principle of reservation, then of partition, how can we now deny it to others, even such Muslims as have had to or chosen to live in India?
Yes, so this whole problem started with the whole 1906 Muslim delegation, 1919, one-third, reservation, as portion. What does such a committee report say? Reserve for the Muslim. What are we doing now? Reserve. I think this reservation for Muslims is a disastrous path. I have myself personally in Parliament heard a member belonging to subscribing to Islam saying we could have third partition too. Now these are the pain, the trouble. What have we solved?
And in fact, as you say in your book, how can we deny it to others? Having accepted it once, it becomes very difficult intellectually to refuse it again.
So because you have to refuse it.
Even if you contradict yourself.
Of course, my contradicting myself is an intellectual contradiction.
But you've been honest enough to point out that this intellectual contradiction lies today at the very heart of our predicament as a nation.
It is. Unless we find an answer, we won't find an answer to India, Pakistan, Bangladesh relations.
And this continuing contradiction is the legacy of partition.
Of course. It's self-evident.
Let's take a break at that point. In the last part of this special two-part interview, I want to put to you that your book might bring down on your head a storm of protest. Does it worry you, or are you, how should I put it, sanguine about that? That's the last part of this special interview. See you in a moment.